I spent about 2 years spinning my wheels, trying all sorts of funnels, automations, all this crazy stuff to make money online. And I failed utterly and I was broke as a joke. And then I found this like surprisingly simple strategy that allowed me to cross my first $100,000 online. And in today's video, I want to break down 3 steps that I followed to, again, cross my first 6 figures online. And I think you will find that it was surprisingly simple. Now, if you don't know me, my name is Mirjag, and I went from being like broke factory worker, working for $100 a month, to leaving my job and scaling my business, going over $300,000 in under 3 years. Okay. And I want to share again in this video, like really simple strategy that you may potentially steal for yourself. Okay. So with that said, I have little notes here so you can follow me along here. Hopefully you can see the screen well enough. Let's do like this. So yeah, basically at the start of my journey, this was like 2018, I tried all sorts of crazy things like funnels, automations. Can you see the screen? And nothing seemed to work for me. I was lacking skills. I was lacking some fundamental stuff. And then as I was trying to get better and better, and as I was trying like new vehicles, new approaches, finally 2020, I found the approach that was like pretty simple, and it allowed me to start making high ticket sales, cross my first 5 figure month, and eventually help me cross my first $100,000. Full transparency, I got into debt because I used to work again for $300 a month. I couldn't afford to really learn, got into debt to learn all sorts of crazy things. And over time, my last investment at the time, I got $7,000 into debt. I invest into this like high ticket course, which was teaching Facebook organic. And the one thing that I learned, because I was like on so many different platforms doing so many different things, the one thing that I learned was that you should really focus on one thing. And I don't know if you heard about this, but some people refer to it as a rule of ones, which is basically our first step. So if you're still not making money or not making as much money as you would like, I would invite you to consider this first step. Now, why? Especially nowadays where a lot of gurus are advocating for being on like 10 different platforms, starting out, diversifying all this stuff. And I think for most people, this will not work unless you have huge budget, huge team. You can dedicate yourself full time just creating content, repurposing, all this stuff. I think it's pretty difficult. What I would recommend for a lot of coaches, a lot of affiliates, is to focus on one product, one avatar, and one platform, as well as one sales process to keep things simple. So I was spreading myself thin across like multiple platforms. I remember starting out in 2019 when I was finally being more consistent. I used to be on podcast. I used to do YouTube. I used to do Facebook, Instagram. I even wanted to do TikTok and Pinterest and emails and funnels. And I was a beginner. I lacked skill to do even one of those things. And that was what was making things really complicated for me. I was like spreading myself too thin. I also had a full-time job, again, 8 hours in a factory plus commute, all this stuff. So I didn't have that much time and again, skills to dedicate to working full-time online. So what I did after 6 months of trying this, like I remember August 2019 when I started, I was like podcast, added YouTube, added all this crazy stuff. And also I was promoting multiple products, which by default means to multiple avatars, to multiple platforms. And I was just spreading myself too thin. And come February, end of February 2020, I remember investing into the program that I referenced earlier. It was $1,500 product. By the way, that product is shut down. I'm not selling it. I'm just sharing how the journey went. And I was like, okay, I invested so much money. This was like 5 months of my salary. And I was like, I really want to go all in on this. So what I did is I cut everything else that I was doing and I focused on one platform, which for me was Facebook, one product, which was the high ticket program that I purchased. I was like, okay, I believe in this. I can stand behind it. It was one avatar. I was like, okay, who do I want to sell this to? Who does this make sense? Who can this help the best? And one sales process, which again was dependent on the platform. For Facebook, which was content, messenger, introducing the offer usually through a call. And that's what really changed things for me. So I went from trying all these sorts of ways and platforms and started investing back in 2018. And again, made just like maybe 100, $200 before I invested into that. And then I cut everything else, focused again on one platform, one avatar, one sales process. And in under 3 months, I remember I started in March when I was like really consistent. I was like, okay, I'm just doing Facebook. I'm just selling this product. I'm just focusing on this avatar and I'll follow this simple sales process. And in under 3 months, on 18th of May, 2020, I left my job, which was like the entire reason why I started entrepreneurship. I used to be an affiliate at a time, and I started making much more money from my online business than I did on my job. So I quit so that I can have even more time and dedicate to earning money. Okay. So that's step number one. If you are like on, I don't know, TikTok and Instagram and YouTube and Facebook, whatever, my advice, this is what worked not just for me, for many of my clients, for many of my peers, was focusing on one platform, one avatar, selling one product, one main big offer. You can have umbrella products that lead to this, and we can talk about this in a different video, but there is one main core product that you sell and the main avatar you sell it to. So that's our step number one. Now, step number two is you don't need to, like, you can honestly do this on any platform, but I think if you are a beginner or if you need faster money, I think one of the best ways and approaches is to choose like proactive platform. What this means is, okay, let me give you an example of reactive platform so that you can realize it. So reactive platform, let's make it more serious. Reactive platform would be, I don't know, YouTube, like where I'm posting here, because I'll post this video and I'm waiting for algorithm to maybe serve it to some people and for some people to maybe see it. If you're just starting out, this can be frustrating. You can post 50 videos and not get any traction, right? Similar to TikTok, you're like posting every day 5, 10, 1-minute videos, and you're waiting basically for platform to serve them up to your audience so that you can grow, so that you can potentially sell. So they're pretty reactive. Also blogging, podcasting, a lot of these platforms, which are, by the way, powerful, they work, they just take more time. My preference for the beginners, for the first 6 figures at least, probably even 7, maybe even more, is to start with a proactive platform. Now, the one that I chose, again, I hinted and mentioned it already, was Facebook. So what I did is, and why Facebook? So let me share the screen again. So with Facebook, you can literally gain traction in 1 to 3 months. And why is that? Because on Facebook, first, the targeting is one of the best there is. You don't need to like post content and hope Facebook will find your audience like on pretty much any other platform. On Facebook, you can be pretty specific and ultra targeted, which is like beyond powerful. So how does this work? One thing, like on Facebook, you can friend adding. I can't add you as a friend on YouTube, now that I know it, at least not at the time of me recording this. But on Facebook, I can go to targeted groups, which again, I don't know of any other platform that has targeted groups with people with interest who are in my niche. And I can find thousands and thousands of these people. I can request them as a friend. Not everyone will accept, but let's say just 1 in 2 if they accept. If I add 100 people, I'll get 50 audience members. And that I can do that in 1 or 2 days. So you can literally add 3, 4, 500 people every single month who are targeted people that you hand selected. Yes, it takes some time, maybe 30 to 60 minutes a day, but you can later outsource this part as well. This allows you to pick your audience, grow it fast. Another reason that I like it, you have Messenger, right? Like on YouTube, I post a video, I hope someone is like, oh yeah, this is cool, let me check the description, maybe they'll click, and even if they click, will they convert? All this stuff. By the way, don't get me wrong, I'm not throwing I love YouTube, and it can be very powerful. But again, if you're just starting out, I found that Facebook has that power to be like, okay, I can find the avatar, I can connect with them, I can see their feed, I can comment, I can talk to them on Messenger. I know, here's another thing why Facebook is powerful, is I can control to an extent who sees my content, right? Because again, if I post on TikTok, if someone followed me, maybe they will see it, maybe some random person will see it, right? But on Facebook, 80% of people usually who see your content are people who are your friends. So I selected my friends who I send requests to and who accept as a friend. And when I post content, the targeted people will see it. And this is one of the things that allowed me to make like hundreds of thousands of dollars with like really small audience. Only now I have, and even that is still small, I have 5,500 people on my Facebook, right? But I made my first six figures with about 2,500 followers, which is really small. So yeah, second step is choosing ideally a proactive platform. Let's highlight this. I think this will help you go a long way. Now, the third step is focusing on revenue generating activities, which means you should probably not do or stop doing anything that is not directly making you money, especially in the beginning, even later, but especially in the beginning. If you find yourself over obsessing about unimportant stuff and that's only your way of procrastinating, that will just get you behind. So what I did, and again, this was my burst couple of months in March, I was like, okay, I'm going all in on Facebook, right? The rule of ones, I chose my proactive platform, but here's also what I did. I was like, okay, what are revenue generating activities on Facebook? And I learned this from my mentors. And for example, on Facebook, revenue generating activities are growing your audience, which is like friend adding, nurturing and further growing the audience and marketing to them, pre-selling them, which you do with content. So I was trying to post every day. I was trying to add people every day. The third revenue generating activity is talking to these people on Messenger, because this shortens the sales cycle. You can sell them over there, close them, further build rapport with them, all sorts of cool stuff, right? So that was the third thing. And the fourth thing, which I call indirect revenue generating activity, because just commenting on someone's post will not make you money. However, if you engage with your audience, with your leads, they will see more of your content, you will build rapport, and it will just make other three revenue generating activities much easier. Okay. So I would say you pick a platform, right? And then you find, okay, what are the things that will directly lead to me closing sales, landing clients, and making money, like the revenue generating activities on that platform. Like maybe on YouTube, it will be, okay, posting whatever, 2-3 times a week if you can. And maybe it will be optimizing like for SEO, and maybe it will be researching the topics, like whatever it is. For each platform, you will find revenue generating activities. So whichever one you chose, I would say just focus to do that, especially in the first part of the day. That depends of do you have work and how you work, etc. But what I try to do is to do my revenue generating activities in the morning, the big tasks that are moving my projects further along. So there is that. Yeah, these daily tasks, for example, on Facebook took me about 1.5 to 3 hours, and they were literally the backbone of the growth of my revenue. So with just these three steps, I managed to make, again, over 6 figures. I was all the time on Facebook. I did my revenue generating activities. I was focusing on one avatar, one platform, and one sales process. Now, I do want to give you bonus, which is step number 4, because this will just, without this, honestly, it's going to be really difficult. And step number 4 is consistency and iteration. Obviously, whatever you start, business is like difficult. You will run across challenges. You will not know how to do the things. There will be a big like knowledge and skill gap that you have, right? So what you want to do, what I recommend and what I did, is to try to be consistent over long enough period of time. Because a lot of people are either inconsistent, maybe, oh yeah, I post once a week, once every 2 weeks, or I post for a month, then I'm gone for a week, then I'm back, then I'm gone for 2 months, like they are campaigning, as I like to call them. Or other people are really consistent for 1, 2, 3 months, and there is like a big major, because we all have life challenges, right? And one big major life challenge happens, and people are like taken off, and it's okay to slow down, to even stop posting, but you want to come back. I was consistent since August of 2019. That is over 5 years of posting content, of showing up for my audience, trying to grow. And if I haven't done that, I would you've probably not watched this video, I would probably wouldn't make any money. I know a lot of people who either didn't make money because they gave up, or I also know people who made a lot of money, like they made tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars, but because, again, something happened either in their business or offline, they were just gone, they stopped posting. And yeah, so this is like probably one of the most important things. Show up every day. Another thing is it's not just about showing up. Let me share with you like a really short story. One of my good friends, online friends, another marketer, he talked about this guy who was like, he heard, oh, I need to be consistent. So I'll do a Facebook Live every day for a year and see what happens. And this guy, after a year, was like, okay, I'm giving up. I showed up literally every single day. I did a live every day, and it didn't change anything for me. And my friend that I referenced went and he looked through his Facebook Lives, and they were all the same. His hook was bad. His lives were average. It was like really bad. So it's not just about being consistent. It's about being progressively better, even if it's 1%. If you did a live yesterday and maybe you didn't have anyone watching, maybe you can improve the headline so you get more people to show up. And then tomorrow you'll have better headline, and then you do another live and people are joining, but they're dropping off. Okay, maybe you need to like pace better. Maybe you need to keep attention better. So you try to improve that. Then maybe the topic that you choose. Okay, when I talked about this, I got 2 viewers. When I talk about this topic, I got 15. Okay, more people are more interested about this stuff. And it's this minor incremental improvements over time that will help you. I'll do a video totally separate about content, but one of the things that helped me, people are like, how did you become one of my clients? Namely, the called content wizard. And they were like, how does your content convert? And I'm like, I was doing like 3, 4, 5 pieces content, 5 content pieces per day for like over 6 months, every single day. And you just get better. It's like doing it consistently and trying to make each one a bit better. So yeah, I think that's my step number 4, consistency and iteration. So really quick recap, you want to focus like step number 1, rule of ones. Pick one product, whatever it is. It can be a coaching offer, affiliate product, like software, doesn't matter, but make sure you have one core that you want to monetize, one avatar that will buy that offer, one platform that you will promote it to, and one sales process. In which way will you sell this offer, right? Excuse me. Number 2 is ideally pick a proactive platform. My recommendation usually for beginners is Facebook, because you can grow really fast, really easily. You can be proactive, really targeted. Number 3, find for whatever platform that you chose, whatever your business model, find the revenue generating activities that will make you the most amount of money. And number 4, make sure you're consistent and make sure you are consistently progressing. Again, it's not just about, okay, I did this and that. It's about, okay, can I do it 1% better each time? I think that makes a lot of difference. I'm trying to fix this. So there you have it, folks. 4 really easy steps that you can follow. You can start implementing them today. And I really believe you will see a lot of traction. I'm redoing my YouTube channel, if you haven't noticed. So if you want, feel free to subscribe. I'll share a lot of tips on the things that help me make a lot of money with really small audience. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you around.